Hello and welcome to the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, the 22nd of December 2015, and likely for the rest of the week at this point. Unlikely I'll be doing a market preview for Wednesday at this point because the market was so slow on Monday. Thursday's a half day for Christmas Eve. Friday the markets are closed, so the next market preview might be Sunday for next week. We'll see how Tuesday goes. There's a slight chance Tuesday could be better than Monday. We closed out Monday at 1.5 billion NASDAQ shares. That's light. We were light all day. Just nobody's around. The market action, as you'll see when I show you the intraday, was very just sort of drifting, not much going on. So it does feel like people are gone. But then again, it was the first day of a new option cycle. So that sometimes happens anyways. So there's still a chance that Tuesday will be a little more interesting. We'll see what happens. Here's the ES front month futures daily chart. You can see not much. Again, we basically floated inside of the range from Friday's expiration and rebalance. Let's go through everything. So here's crude oil down 27.5 cents to 35.7750. Here's gold up 12.20. S&P cash, it was gained 15.6. Most of that was a gap. I'll show you what the intraday action looked like. It did not fill the gap, by the way, for the session. NDX cash up 45.72. Again, a lot of it a gap. Stocks up 12. It's nothing for the stocks. Very flat action there. Biotech's up 26. Inside of Friday's range as well. The VIX dropped 1.83, puts it back under 20. The trend closed at 0.9, much lower than the last couple of days, but the 10-day moving average there is still 1.28, so that's not really a warning sign. NASDAQ volume 1.5 billion shares. That's the lightest we've seen in all of December. So this, again, is the problem. This is everybody heading out for the holiday. If there's a volume day, maybe tomorrow's a little bit better, like I said, and then that's probably it. Wednesday, day before Christmas Eve, a lot of last-minute shopping. Thursday, obviously not half day. Advanced decline ratio plus 7. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong. There's plus 727 on the Nasdaq, plus 971 on the New York. That's decent, but obviously with a big gap like that, you'd expect it. Google up 395. Apple up $1.30. Of course, Apple's not being favored at this point in the year. Amazon up 37 cents. That's not much there. We did get that 13 secret sell signal on Amazon a couple days back. Netflix actually down $1.39, which is not interesting. Here's a look at the ES current contract, and again, we'll do 5-minute candles. So the gap up just into Friday's action, basically gapped, by the way. I talked about the unusual activity late in the day on Friday. We sold off in the last hour and a half, which for triple expiration doesn't usually happen like that. There was a rebalancing to occur for Russell, but that doesn't usually hurt it either. So it was kind of strange that happened, which makes it interesting that the gap up took us exactly to where we were before that happened. Flat for the first hour and a half, 2 hours. Then we kind of pushed lower over lunch like we were going to go down and fill that gap, but we did not. Recovered a little bit, and then coming out of lunch, we were still in the lower half of the day's range. We came down near the lows of the day with an hour left, and then out of the blue, a little short covering rally. You can see it's still ticking because we're 15 minutes after the close here. And that actually pushed us to cover the whole day's range, basically, and close back where we opened. So the gap did not fill. Most of it was very lackluster. Here's a look at the NASDAQ side, which actually is closed right near the highs of the day. Remember, there's 3 extra 5-minute candles here in the post-market that show on the futures before settlement, which will occur here in about 20 seconds. So after the market, the NASDAQ side continued to rally, but the gap did not fill here either. Most of the day was very flat, and we got that last 30-minute rally, and we're still pushing. All right, so what does that mean for tomorrow? Let's talk a little bit about the economic data that's coming out in the morning, and there is some. It's the third look at GDP for the third quarter. Not really a big number, usually pretty much settled at that point. That's an hour before the bell. FHFA housing market price index 9 a.m. Existing home sales at 10 a.m. That's 30 minutes into the market. That's about it. Just to cover the rest of the week in case we don't do another preview. On Wednesday, we've got the MBA mortgage index at 7 a.m., durable goods and PC prices, personal income and spending at 8:30 a.m., and then Michigan sentiment final for the year and for December, along with new home sales, 30 minutes into the market. Crude oil inventory is an hour in. And then on the half day on Thursday, where we close at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we've got the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims an hour before the bell, and the weekly natty gas number an hour in. That's it. We're closed at 11 a.m. on Friday. We are closed on Thursday. We are closed all day on Friday. We're back to it on Monday. So unless something spectacular happens on Tuesday, we will not do a market preview again this week. We therefore wish you all happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. From Tradesight, I'd like to thank you for being the best customers in the world. And charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so, although I'd wait till after the new year at this point because it's not going to be very interesting here. Have a great holiday season again.